Do you think our planet is completely open to ordinary people? And even if there are places you can't get to, you'll still find excessive information about them? This is not true. There are still enough places on the planet, shrouded in a veil of mystery, which even the most courageous enthusiasts can't get into. Dulce Underground Laboratory. This mysterious base is virtually unreliable. It is located in the state of New Mexico, on the northern border with Colorado. It would seem another secret facility of the U.S. Secret Services, of which there are many, if not for the evidence that deep under the ground is literally a small town, and in the lower levels of the structure could be located a real alien base. But first things first. The base surroundings have become a place of pilgrimage of American ufologists. Locals have repeatedly noticed strange lights and unidentified flying objects in the sky. Researchers were attracted by the strange buildings on the surface. New road, ending you can say nowhere, strange structures, which are clearly not used. At the same time, it is impossible to approach these objects. The place is fenced and guarded. Famous American scientists, ufologists, investigated this strange place and found out that under the buildings, there is a multi-story structure going deep underground. By all accounts, it was either a secret laboratory or a special military base. The most incredible and terrifying suggestion about the purpose of this base, which has been confirmed by numerous witnesses, emerged in the late 80s. A certain Thomas Gastlello stated that he worked at this base as a security officer. He said that the base consists of 7 levels, with the lower levels being used as joint laboratories by the U.S. military and representatives of extraterrestrial civilization. Another important witness, Phil Schneider, confirmed Gastlello's words. In 1995, Schneider gave a famous lecture, available on the internet, in which he explained everything he knew about this base. Among other things, Schneider claimed that at great depths, there was a network of underground tunnels connecting such secret facilities. His words are indirectly confirmed by independent research, according to which a huge network of natural caves is developed in the vicinity of the Dulce base. It is impossible to prove that some of the underground corridors are man-made. 7 months after the lecture, Schneider was found dead in his home. He had been strangled by a medical catheter which had been permanently in Schneider's home. Residents of the Dulce area have reported that disappearance of horses and cows in these areas is common. And often they have found mutilated corpses of animals that have clearly been manipulated in some strange way. And unusual lights and other unidentified flying objects in the sky in these areas are the order of the day. Dulce base doesn't exist on paper. All officials claim that the revelation of numerous witnesses is a global hoax. What do you think? The next place where mere mortals can't get is the mysterious Niihau Island, also known as Forbidden Island, located in the so popular among tourists archipelago of the Hawaiian Islands. The island is interesting first of all because access there is allowed only to its residents. Strangers can visit the island only by personal invitation. As witnesses say, the way of life of the inhabitants of the island does not change much during the century. There are no stores, restaurants, paved roads, cars, or hotels on the island. There is only one school on the island, which has no electricity, and the only source of light is the sun. Niihau is owned by the Robinson family. The Robinsons employ most of the island's population, raising cattle and growing fruits and vegetables. It is extremely difficult to get more complete and reliable information about the island, and even relatives of people living on the island require special permission from the Robinson family to visit it, and they give it out very reluctantly. There are unique tours that allow you to get at least a little closer to the mysterious island. However, curious tourists will only get the opportunity to sail a boat along the shore at a considerable distance or fly over the island in a helicopter. Would you like to be there? The next site is another island not just forbidden to visit, but a deadly danger. Located in the Bay of Bengal, Sentinel Island is home to an unusual and wild tribe. This is the main reason why the island is inaccessible. Any attempts to establish any contact with the tribe ended in flying stones and spears. Many of those who have visited the island have never returned. The people living on the island have rejected any contact with the outside world since explorers discovered them in the 18th century. It is assumed that this tribe appeared here somewhere in the Stone Age, most likely about 60,000 years ago. This theory is supported by the fact that the Sentinels still maintain the same way of life as in the Stone Age, although it is almost impossible to research this phenomenon. Two fishermen who lost their way here in 2006 were brutally murdered. When a Coast Guard helicopter tried to retrieve their bodies, the islanders were so aggressive that the aircraft could not even be landed. According to various sources, the population of the island ranges from 50 to 400 people. The natives lead an extremely closed lifestyle and only recognize members of their tribe. And God forbid you to be near this island. The Sentinels will not be happy to see you. In Moscow, just beneath the network of busy city streets is the next secret facility, the legendary Metro 2. The existence of this place was disputed. However, in favor of the secret subway are both the reports of the U.S. Department of Defense, as well as stingy information from Russian officials. Metro 2 is such a closed place that data about it was collected for more than 1 year. The classified metro line was built during the reign of Stalin. It runs at a depth of 210 meters. According to some reports, the secret subway connects several important objects, including the Kremlin, the General Staff Academy, and Vankovo 2 Airport. According to a number of speculations, the purpose of the bunkers is not limited to transport purposes only. The complex system of underground passages includes equipped apartments, fully suitable for life. There is also speculation that a real underground city was built under Ramenka, where, according to rumors, after a possible nuclear attack, up to 15,000 people could hide out for 30 years. The Metro 2 has single-track traffic. There is no contact rail in Metro 2. Electric locomotives are the rolling stock. It is strictly forbidden for outsiders to enter Metro 2, and it is unlikely that even the bravest diggers will be able to penetrate there. One of the most mysterious and forbidden to mere mortals on the planet is probably the most powerful club for high-ranking people from all over the world, the so-called Bohemian Grove. The club occupies a mountain valley in Northern California covering 11 square kilometers. Very little is said about Bohemian Grove, but it is Bohemian Grove where almost half of the world's elite reside. Since 1899, every year in July, the world's most influential people come here to spend a 2-week summer vacation. In the rarest photos from Bohemian Grove, President Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon are photographed. The list of Bohemian Grove guests is tried to keep a secret. Famous members of the club refuse to give any comments. A striking feature of Bohemian Grove is that the queue for membership is about 15 years, and it is not surprising at all that people are willing to wait. The agreements that club members make can be without exaggeration life-changing for the planet. But if you think that the club was created exclusively to conclude mutually beneficial agreements of the greats of this world, you are mistaken. The symbol of the club is a 40-foot owl made of cement. It stands in front of the lake in the heart of the grove and has served as the site of the annual sacrifice since 1929. The secrets of Bohemian Grove were first filmed by a journalist, Alex Johnson, who managed to sneak in there in 2000. I saw hot metal crosses there, burning bodies, screaming in pain on a giant stone horned owl, and world leaders, bankers, were involved in it all. It was utter madness. This ritual, dating back to the ancient rituals of Maya, is based on worship of the forces of nature, where compassion is burned. Conscience is symbolically discarded, and participants in the ritual begin to ignore the pain they inflict on others in the name of the success of their own goals. And according to other witnesses, it is, to put it mildly, far from the most gruesome thing they have ever seen. At Bohemian Grove, as one member wrote, the world is divided into 3 classes of people. A very small group of people who do things, a larger group who watch things being done, and a majority who never know what's going on. The club is carefully guarded by armed men. The airspace is controlled by helicopters. Since Alex Johnson, no random person has been able to enter the Bohemian Grove grounds. At least, if they did, they never came back. What do you think about all this? If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and write what you think about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support is very important to me.